Hello, everyone. Hello. And once again, welcome to another session of live streaming. And today I have a wonderful topic. And the topic for today is how can you help to de stress yourself? Not have tension in your life. Always be cool and calm. As cool as a cucumber. So let's talk about something. Let's see who's here. Pita, Pita. Pita left her stamp very, very early. Hello, Pita. Hello, me inside. How are you doing, Pita? How was your day with the inspection? With the filing of the report. Did you manage to send everything to the defense department? Did you manage to send everything to the defense department, or is there some more follow up to do? Tough, no? It's not easy being a head. It's not being easy. You have to see not only to school work, but so many other legalities with the government and also with the education department because you're an education institute. I guess you will finish that documentation this evening, right? Okay, that's good. That's good. If it's going to benefit the teachers, it's good. In WhatsApp, send me what benefit is it going to be? Send me the message in WhatsApp. What is the project that will benefit the teachers? Maybe I may have something to add to that. So on WhatsApp, just send me a little note about that. What is the project and how it's going to benefit the teachers? Maybe I can come up with something more before you send it. Okay, you send me a message on WhatsApp and let's think about what could be the what could be the decision by the department. Let's brainstorm what effect could it have on, is it a good effect or a bad effect that it could have. We can discuss that. Maya, Maya, thank you. Your whole family is here. Thank you, thank you. So, any comments? Any comment on today's theme? Unwind and de-stress, discussing relaxation techniques. How do you de-stress yourself? What do you do to relax? Like yesterday, you were very stressed out. Not yesterday, this yesterday and this morning, you were very stressed out. What do you do to try and relieve yourself of some stress? Or what are some good methods? What are some good methods, good suggestions somebody can use to de-stress themselves? Yes, the main thing is to take your mind off the matter. Take your mind off the matter. Think carefully. Make out a plan of how you're going to proceed on it. You know, and doing something else takes your mind off it for a while. But while you're doing something else to de-stress, also, when you come back to the work, just relax about the work. Prioritize the work. Make a plan of how you're going to, respond to it. And then when you're ready, then only you can start, working on the project again. So yes, one method of de-stressing is just to take your mind off completely and do something else. So doing YouTube editing, that is a completely unrelated work. So that is really very good. Do any work which is opposite to what you were doing before. That's the best way to de-stress for the moment. let's see who else comes and what suggestions they can give. Joyce wants to join. She asked for the link. I sent the link to everybody, but it's okay. I sent it again to her. She also has school, so she can come on for a short time, I think. So. Anything else? Any other methods you use to de-stress yourself? Like before you started YouTube. Before you started YouTube, what would you do to de-stress yourself, Pita? Hello, Joyce. How are you? Good morning to you. But for Peter and the others, it is good evening. Hi, Del. How are you, Del? Lunchtime? Del, you are funny. You will de-stress only when you are in Philippines. But when you are in London, you need to de-stress in London also because you have. Oh, you have M's with you, so that is a good de-stressing in London also, right? At least M's is there with you, so that's good. Yes, but then in a way, if you see, it is your business, so you can always cut a few corners regarding the work, right? I know the more you work, the better it is, but I know the construction business, there is always the boom and there is always the dip. And, I guess, it is stressful. So, but, it's your business, so you can always, like, you know, cut some corners somewhere to de-stress yourself, like, because when you are working a 9 to 5 job with a company, you have to follow their rules, their regulations, you have to do everything to please them. You cannot, sometimes they don't even appreciate your own input into the work. But with your own business, it's yours, so you can you can move it in any direction you want. So you should find some method, some means you should find to de-stress yourself at times now and then. Yeah, like one way you come onto our live streams, you join people's live streams even when you're at work, and you listen in, you reply, you make comments. So that is a kind of de-stress, right? During work time when you're doing this, it is a kind of a de-stress. It's taking your mind away from your work for a short time. So yeah, it's just a few moments of de-stressing, like, so to some extent, that would help out also. Right? So in the same way, like, you could just do something else also, which would help you to de-stress during your working hours. It will help a lot. Like, yes, watching during your work time, that is a way of de-stressing also. So you can find many other methods or many other ways. How you could end up de-stressing. Like, when I was working as a security guard at night, people always spoke about, let me just nap for 5 minutes, I'll be fresh. And I used to think, impossible. How can you, drop off to sleep in 5 minutes and get up refreshed? But then when I was working nights as security guard and I did it, yes, I found, my God, it makes a world of difference. 5, 10 minutes you just nap in between, and it makes a world of difference when you get up, doing a night shift. So then I understood, when I had to do it myself, I understood that yes, a 5, 10 minute nap in between can, do a lot of wonders. So then I started doing it myself, I started. So, Joyce, how do you de stress yourself? What do you do to de stress? Teaching can get very, very problematic and cause a lot of stress, right? So, let's hear from you. How would you de stress yourself? But I can't help smiling at Dell's answer. De-stress when he reaches Philippines. But Del, that is because you're only going there for holidays. You only go to Philippines for holidays. So you have to think when you relocate to Philippines and you do settle down there and you continue with your business there, it could be again work, 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 work. So you have to change your lifestyle a little bit, correct? Because now you go to Philippines, it's only a holiday, so you can de-stress, but you have to think about the future also. So then you'll have to come up with many more ideas. Don't forget to click on the like button. Okay, don't forget to click on the like button. So Pita had 3 clicks for the like. So there is Dell and there is Joyce left. Yeah, so come on. Any more suggestions, Joyce? Any more suggestions? How you can de-stress yourself? And Dell, any other suggestions when you're not in the Philippines? How you can de-stress yourself? How you can de-stress yourself? I need advice from you guys because my de-stress methods are not working for me. So first tell us what are some of the de-stress methods you use. Tell us what are some of the methods you are using to try and de-stress yourself. Then we can work on what is going wrong. We can work on what is going wrong with your methods. That would be a better start. So just tell us, share with us some of the methods you are using to de-stress yourself and let us analyze why it is not working. So let's see what methods you are using. So, Joyce, give us a few methods that you are using to de stress yourself. And from that, we will be able to analyze first what is going wrong with your methods. Okay, Joyce has written, over the year, my workload got heavier and intense. Yes, but what are you doing? What are the methods you are using to de stress yourself that is not working? What are you trying to do to de stress yourself? Let us know some of the things you are trying to do so we can analyze what is wrong with the method you are using. Why is it not helping you? That's what we want to know first. I think I prefer to know that first because if I know what methods you are already using, I may suggest something and you will say that I'm trying to do it, but it's not working. So, my thing is like to analyze what you are doing and then to analyze why exactly it is not working for you. If you give a particular method you are using and I find I use that method and it helps me to de-stress, then I need to analyze as to why it's not helping you, right? But if there is a method you suggest which you try to use and it's not working, and I feel yes, that method will never work with me, then I can understand better, you know. So first tell us what are some of the methods you are using to de-stress yourself. See, stress is always there, problems are always there. But ultimately, it depends how we react to a situation, right? The reaction is coming from us, what we are feeling, what we want to feel, what we want to do. The action is coming from us. So it is actually left up to us to control that situation, right? The situation that is causing us to stress out, you know. So we have to control that situation. And if the situation cannot be controlled, like let us say, for example, your managers are all bad. Okay, they don't have any proper management skills. They do not have any concern for the teachers. Now you cannot change that, right? You cannot change that. So let us say that is one form of stress that the management gives to you teachers. All right. So that you cannot change. You cannot change the management's outlook. You cannot change the management's way of behavior. You cannot do that. So you have to analyze now what can you do in such a situation that you can still make yourself happy. What can you do in such a situation that you can make yourself happy and de-stress yourself? So that is what we need to do. We need to find some other ways and means because we cannot change the management. So what can we do to change? Now I have been in management also before, right? I have been in management. So and this is what I always felt, management never listens to people. And that is why when I became vice principal and head of department, coordinator, supervisor, assistant vice principal, when I became all these things, came into management level, That's the first thing I did. Listen to people. Okay, give them an opportunity to speak. You know, what decision I make is immaterial, but listen to them at least. So that is how I change my outlook in life, my outlook. Okay, let me see the choices. When I am stressed, I would take a ride in the countryside and relax. These days, on weekends, I have another set of work to do. At the end of the day, I am very tired. Okay, now when you are de-stressed, you said you take a ride into the countryside. Why does that not help you? It should help you, right? You're taking a ride, you're going into the countryside. I would feel very relaxed to do something like that. It's taking myself away from the problem, it's taking myself away from the situation, it's taking myself away from you know, the stress it is causing me. I'm doing something different. So why is a ride in the countryside not making you relaxed? Why? For me, it would make me relax. So why is it not making you relax? Why is it not de-stressing you? And then comes to the second problem. These days, on weekends, I have another set of work to do. At the end of the day, I'm tired now. So, if you have another set of work to do, so during the 5-day week, you're working in school, there is enough stress over there. Now, weekend, you're doing another set of work. Now, you need to consider why are you doing that extra set of work, whatever is the work. Why are you doing that extra set of work if it is going to add to your tension, if it is going to add to your stress? So, why are you doing that second kind of work? All right. So, I'm just trying to analyze, all right, without knowing what it is. Now, let's say that work that you're doing is benefiting you to get an extra income or something like that. So what you need to do is that the best work that you can do to get an extra income? Or is there some other kind of work that you can do on the weekends which will be less stressful for you? Okay. So that is just a suggestion, just to see is there any other kind of work you can do? All right. Like let's say you take an online class, or maybe you have some kids coming over to the house, for tuitions, or you know, maybe you do some kind of consultation work. So you help people with whatever you're skillful in doing. So offer your services to them and charge them for the services you are doing. So look at some other work where it's related to your field of work, and it will also make you happy and less stressed. So uh, these are some of the suggestions I could offer you, for the second problem about your extra work on the weekends. Or if you feel that it's not really getting me a lot of money extra and I don't really need to do it, then just give it up, right? Just give it up. So it depends on what is the work you are doing. If you want, you can message me separately on WhatsApp. You can message me separately on WhatsApp. You can explain to me what is your extra work, and why is that work causing you stress, and then I can get back to you and give you some more concrete suggestions. I can give you some. Now I'm just giving a hypothetical suggestion because it's a hypothetical weekend work which I have no idea about. Okay. Okay, a ride in the countryside helped you. So that is it. Okay, take a ride. Now, maybe you cannot go far away in the countryside. You cannot do far away. See, the main thing, Joyce, the main thing, as even Pita said earlier, the main thing is if something is causing you stress, you need to stop doing that and do something else. You need to stop doing that and do something else. Do something completely opposite. Do something completely opposite. Even if it is for 5 minutes, even if it was for 2 minutes, do something opposite. That will bring down the stress level a lot. For example, Dell is saying, like, he is working, 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 it's too much for him. But in between work, he comes onto the live stream. Okay, he comes onto people's live stream. He interacts with them. He is, commenting on something, right? Now that is a break from what he is doing. So that is a break from the work that is causing him stress. So even if it is just for a few seconds, even if it is just for a minute that he's listening to what somebody else is saying on some other topic and he is commenting on it and he's saying hi to everybody else, hi Pita, hi Joyce, and all, he's saying that it's creating a good moment for him, a relaxed moment for him, and it's taking him away from that stress of work, even if it is for a few minutes, right? So that is de-stressing, and then he feels more relaxed, chatting with us, talking with us, and greeting everybody, and then he can get back to his work. So that stress level comes down, and then it will build up again when you go back, correct? And then do something else to bring the stress level down, and then it will build up automatically till you stop working. When Dell stops working and going goes home, I'm sure he must be very happy. And sits there, and it's such a nice, relaxed atmosphere. He can get back to YouTube. He does the editing for his YouTube, so it's completely change of atmosphere. So in between, when stress is there, you need to stop doing what you are doing and go to doing something else. Now let's say you're in a okay. Let me see anything else you've written. But now I do not have time to visit the countryside. Right. You do not have time to visit the countryside. That's what I presumed. That's why I said, take your mind off the work. Take your mind off the work. Let us say, for example, you are teaching in the classes. You're teaching in the class, and there is a problem. A student is causing you a problem, or there's a problem you're facing in the class while you are teaching. Now you have to continue teaching, right? You have to continue teaching, but the problem is causing you stress. So what do? Change your topic for a moment. Change your topic for a moment. If you're talking about something, talk about something else. Talk about something that the children would be interested in. Now, I'll give you an example. When I was in school, I used to take. I was in the commerce and accounts, okay, section. So the master that used to teach us commerce, he came planned with his lesson plan and he used to teach us. Now sometimes we were very bored, we did not want to follow what he's telling us. We would ask him some other question which is not even related to the topic. We would ask him, and he would turn on and tell us. He said, okay, I know this is not related to the topic, but because you are asking me, I will give you some explanation about it, and then we'll come back to the topic. And he used to answer our question. He used to give us an explanation, and he used to come back. Now, in a way, that was a way for us to de-stress, right? We are stressed with listening to what he's saying, and we are stressed with trying to understand that, and we don't want to do it anymore. That is why we are stressed. So what did we do? We ask him another question, and then he knows we are stressed out, right? He knows he's a good master. He knows we are stressed out. So what he does is he will deviate from his lesson. He will answer our question, and then he will go back to the topic. So in one way, what happens in that way, even for the master, what happens for the teacher? The teacher also must have found out that when he is explaining, the children are restless, the children are not interested. So the question was a nice way for him to de stress, go away from the subject, and then he can come back to the subject and perhaps try a different approach, a different method to explain the subject. And we also find it happy that yes, now we de stressed and now we can, listen to whatever he's saying. So in a situation like that, now I'm trying to analyze the situation, what we used to do when we were in school, that's so many years ago. So today times are better off. So this is how in the classroom also when you're teaching, you can de-stress. The main object of de-stressing is take yourself out of your present situation and put yourself into a complete different situation. So you cannot walk to the countryside. Just walk around in a garden somewhere next to your home. If there is a garden, walk around. If you have a garden in front of your house, right? You walk around your garden, look at nature, listen to the birds chirping, do something like that. All right. Or just take a walk down the street, look at some of the shops, look at some of the window displays. Maybe you bump into some people have a chin wag, hello, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And take a walk around the block and come back again and then continue whatever you are doing. So these are the ways you have to you have to find another alternative. You cannot go in the countryside, so you have to find another alternative that will help you to de-stress, just as taking a ride into the countryside would help you. You know, so this is what you need to do. What else does Joyce say? But now I do not have time to visit the countryside. Okay, my extra work is homework, etc. Okay, now I have a I have a lot of suggestions regarding the homework. All right. So first thing is, how much homework are you giving the kids? Okay, how much homework are you giving the kids? Can you cut down on the quantity of work you are giving the kids? Remember, the kids also have to complete the homework, so it's a lot of stress for them to complete that. And then it is a bigger stress for you to be correcting that homework. All right, it's a bigger stress for you to be correcting that homework. Now, here's another suggestion. You are teaching social studies. So in social studies, there is a lot of objective type of questions, right? If I'm teaching English, I have a lot of subjective type, right? So if I'm doing a literature text, a literature lesson, so there are many question and answers. So why did this person do that? How could he have done it differently? Then they are writing a long explanation. If they are writing an essay, then I have to read. If there are 30 children in the class, I have to read 30 essays, right? I have to read 30 essays. So my method of teaching was different. My method of teaching is not teacher talking. No, that is not my method. So what I do, okay, I'll explain to you what I do. I divide the children into groups. I divide them into groups. In the groups, I walk around. I sit down with each of the groups for some time. I listen to what they are saying. So, supposing I give them a topic on composition, essay writing, I give them a topic. Okay, let's say it is uh, how I enjoyed my summer holiday. Let's say how I enjoyed my summer holiday. So, everybody is going to write about how they enjoyed on the summer holiday. But then I divide it into an essay, the introduction, the conclusion, and then the body of their essay. And in the body, you can divide it into two paragraphs, three paragraphs, depending on the topic and depending on any word limit given to you. Okay. So first of all, introduction is you don't come out with your holiday. You just come out with your plan, where you decided to go, why did you decide to go to that place, and you come out with the introduction. And conclusion is always, after your holiday, what was your feeling, what was your reaction to the holiday. That's the conclusion. And in the body, you divide into what all you did, right? So you can group it into different paragraphs. Now that is how they are going to be writing their composition, but each one is going to come out with some different ideas. So when they are sitting in a group, they try to come up with a similar idea. So most of them are writing the introduction and the conclusion is almost the same, right? And they are working in a group. Now, what I tell them is pick on something, an ideal holiday, and each group will write about that. So they are all writing in the group, they are all writing the same idea. So if they went to summer holiday, they are describing about a beach that they went to. Everybody is going to be writing about the beach. So they are going to brainstorm what did they do at the beach. Now, if somebody did not go to the beach, doesn't matter. You know, they just make up that they have gone to a beach at some time or the other. So they know, like, what do you do at a beach, right? So everybody in that group will be maybe talking about a beach. Maybe another group will be talking about they went up a mountain to for a hike or something. Maybe another group will be talking about a particular place they went to. So they will find a common place that all of them may have visited or read about or know about or have knowledge about, and then they will describe that place, right? So they will be discussing about that. So when you get, and then okay, so when they are writing all that, then they put their essay together. Each group submits one essay. So they choose a leader from the group. They choose a leader from the group. All right. And you take the leader's book and you will correct the essay. You take the leader's book and you will correct the essay. Now, when you correct the essay from the leader's book, Let's say you have five groups, you are only correcting five pieces of work. You are only correcting five pieces of work, correct? You make all your corrections possible over there. Whatever answer has to be changed, you changed it. If there's no correction, everything is correct. The English is correct. The grammar is correct. Their ideas for the lesson is correct. Then nothing to correct. Then it's okay. But otherwise, you make all the correction in the leader's book, give it back to the leader, and then the remaining students in the group at some later stage, they will find time and they will copy. They will copy the essay. Now, is that benefiting the kid? Yes, because they brainstormed before. They did a lot of brainstorming and they all came up with the same kind of idea, the same kind of suggestions. And how are they going to write their suggestion? How are they going to explain sentence by sentence? Each one contributes, and that is how the leader will listen to everybody's contribution and form a sentence and things like that, form the paragraph, and will write out the essay, right? So when you make the corrections for the leader's essay, they are writing down with all your corrections. They are writing down everything with all your corrections. So they are writing, apart from what they thought of, they are writing now the perfect type of essay, right? With all the corrections. And as they are writing it down, it plays in their mind as they are writing it down. It plays in the mind because they have to read and they have to write. So they are reading using visual. Okay, they are reading, they are understanding using comprehension, they are understanding, and then they are writing. So when they are writing also, they are writing the correct English, how to write, because you made the corrections in the leader's book. And then you have to take all their books and only what do you call scan through the work, correct? You only scan. So you know already everybody is supposed to have been written what this leader wrote. So you know that. So just scan and see for some errors here and there. For English, we would scan. They would still make some spelling errors. They would still make some punctuation errors. They would still make some errors. Even when copying, they make errors, correct? Students. So you just look out for some things and now and then correct a few things. That's it. Doesn't it cut down your work? It cuts down your workload. So same thing with homework also. Do something like that. Now for homework, you can give them, instead of five questions, give them two questions, give them three questions, make it a little longer, so that they are thinking a little more. Combine like two questions into one question so that they have to think a little more, to do it. And what they can do is, whatever you have for homework, get them in groups to discuss it, only to discuss the answers. They can write down points when they are discussing, and then when they go home, they will complete it for homework. So now you're getting individual work plus you're getting collective work. Collective work is only discussions. They can take down points, and then when they go home, they will, do the homework. So this is what I can suggest to you about some things. Now, in your subject like social studies, it is even better. It is even better. Why? Because social studies has a lot of objective questions. You get things like fill in the blanks, you get things like true and false, you can get things like multiple choices. So in objective type, you can have social studies, you can have a lot of objective type questions. In objective type questions, the answers go very fast. So if there's a choice of A, B, C, you know already which are the answers. So corrections go very fast. You're not even reading what they are writing, correct? Because they are choosing the answer. So you just, if it is a B, you see. If they mark a C, you know it's wrong. If they mark an A, it's wrong. If they mark a B, it's correct. So you're only looking at what they have marked. So objective type questions in social studies goes through very fast corrections. But remember, in objective type questions, it is difficult for the students because they have to think. Sometimes when you give them three choices, the choices are very similar. And you may be changing a word in the choices. You may be changing a word in the choices. And that is what makes the difference for the student. They might misread it. They might misread what you have written. They might not be able to decipher that there is a difference between this one and this one. To them it means the same, but no, you have changed the word, you have changed something, but they do not see that. So sometimes the choices are so close together, so it makes them reason, it makes them think. you know People think multiple choices are very easy for answering. No, multiple choices, I feel, are the worst for answering because sometimes the choices are so closely related. So unless you really know your lesson very well, you can pick out the correct answer. So, but for correcting, on the part of the teacher for correcting, it's very, very simple and very easy. You don't need to remember what the correct answer is. You have a performer, you have a rubrics, like, correct. And so you just look at your rubric sheet. Okay, number one is A, number two is B, number three is C, number four is A, number five is D. You just have that. And soon you remember the order of it. You remember the order. So the order will be A, B, C, D, A, B, A, B, A, B, C, D. You remember the order. So as you're correcting those 5 questions or 10 questions, you already know the order for it. So you don't even have to look at your sheet, right? You just look at the order and you start doing it. It becomes easier to do it. That's what I used to do when I'm teaching social studies. That's what I used to do for my work also. In those days, okay, in those days I used to do it. Because after my teacher's training, I came back with different ideas. And not just after, before my teacher's training also. Like in a way, when I went for the Muscat job, I've said this on my previous live stream. I gave all the wrong answers when they asked me, "Do you like formal teaching of grammar?" And I said, "No, I don't believe in formal teaching of grammar. I don't believe in telling the student how to write a present, past, past perfect continuous tense. No, I don't believe in those terminologies. First correct them that they are able to write it in the correct context. And then after that you can explain to them when they understood that. Then you can explain to them what the meaning of these, uh, you know, past perfect continuous, what they mean. And that is how you give them a sentence to write with the past tense. Then you give them a sentence to write with the past perfect tense. Then you give them a sentence to write with the past continuous tense. Then you make them work out different sentences on their own. Okay, so that they know when I'm writing past tense, I am only writing this. I worked last night. Only past tense. I worked. I worked. Simple past tense. That's what they. I worked last night. Okay. If they are writing a past perfect tense, a past perfect tense, I had worked all night. I had worked, past perfect takeoff. Okay. Now, if they had to write a past perfect continuous, I had been working all night. I had been working all night. So now they are writing a past perfect continuous, right? So this is how you have to give them and get them to write their own examples, and then you explain to them, this is the past tense, this is the perfect tense, this is the continuous tense, and now you have put all together and you've got a past perfect continuous tense. And then you give them the terminology. This is how you write a past tense. This is how you write a past perfect tense. And this is how you write a past perfect continuous. But before that, just give them exercises. Past tense, how they should write it. A perfect tense, how they should write it. Then a past perfect continuous, how they should write. Get them to understand that idea. I had been working, before, it's past, and it's past, and it shows what I was doing at that time. I was doing something at that time. I was working at that time. I was singing at that time. I was laughing at that time. So then they understand. Then tell them this is what the terminology means. They will remember it for life. So in those days when I started early teaching, also my ideas of teaching were different. So this is how my suggestion choice is this way. How you can help, to de-stress yourself and not burden yourself with extra corrections. Okay, that's just a few. You want to discuss with me anything more, give me a call anytime you want, or message me, and I'll come back to you with some more suggestions specifically for your needs, specifically for what you need to do about your work. Anything else? Okay, my extra work is the homework. Okay, so I've explained to you about homework. I've even explained to you about classwork. I've explained to you about, anything. And social studies is the best example of objective type questions. But you spend a lot of time doing an objective type paper, it's easier to set a question and answer, right? To make an objective type question paper is the hardest part for a teacher, because you are going to be brainstorming and thinking of choices and fill in the blanks and multiple answers, and you know uh, you're going to be thinking true and false. Now, one thing about true and false, Joyce, whenever I give my students a true and false to answer, I don't just make it a true and false. I always ask them the false answers, correct the false answers, make the false answers true. So it's very easy, just to go tic tac toe, oh, this is true, this is false, this is false, this is true. It's very easy. But when they have to think, oh, this answer is false, but why did I write false? What should be the correct answer? What is the true answer? It makes them think more about it, and it makes them express what the true answer should have been. And that is when they will understand the subject even better. So I never just give true and false. I always give correct the false statements to make it true. Correct the false statement to make it true. You know. So these are some of the things I have been doing always whenever I used to be teaching before. Okay. Right. So, in the teaching line, I have a lot of experience. My method of teaching has always been different. Uh, like I told you once before, I was doing this group work, and my principal passed by, and she said, "Mr. Burton, what is happening? There is so much chaos in your class." And I said, "Really? I'm surprised. I don't know what you mean by chaos, because I think my class is controlled." I said, "Oh, I'm not standing in front of the class teaching, Mr. Miranda. Is that what you mean? But I don't think the noise is carried outside. And what you are terming as chaos and confusion, what you are terming as that is not. I have them in groups. I'm discussing with them. I'm sitting with them in their groups. I go from group to group. I see what they are doing. And this is my method of teaching, Mr. Miranda. I don't believe in standing in front of the classroom and talking for the whole 30, 35 minutes. I don't believe in that. I believe in brainstorming. Let the children brainstorm for themselves. I go around. I listen to what they are saying. I see what they are writing. I check their points, what they are putting. I correct them if they are going off the topic, or if they are going in a wrong direction, or they are not writing something properly. So this is my method, and the noise is controlled. Yes, they are talking. Yes, they are not talking, but they are not just talking. They're discussing on the subject. They're discussing, and the noise is not carried outside. It's not disturbing anybody else outside. It's a very controlled situation, and the groups are sitting far away from each other, so they are not even disturbing each other group. They're not disturbing another group. So I'm sorry, this is my way of teaching. And then later on, I used to tell her quietly, of course. And then later on, I used to go to her office and I used to explain to her, And this is my method of teaching, ma'am. And if you, Mr. Miranda, this is my method. And if you, like, find something wrong with it, just tell me what is wrong and I'll tell you how I can correct it, or, what is the purpose of what I am doing. But she never interfered with me after that. Really, she never. I only had to do it that one time. And after that, she never interfered with me, kind of. So, but I was really shocked when she said, "What is this chaos and confusion?" They prefer, teachers standing in front of the class and students sitting like good children trying to listen. Half the children are sleeping, in their mind is sleeping at least, or half the children are busy fidgeting with something else, or another half of the children are busy talking to somebody else. That's what keeps happening. And then you are, yeah, keep quiet, pay attention. Yeah, keep quiet, pay attention. What did I just say? Oh, you don't know the answer. Pay attention. Why are you not listening? You won't get out of the class. Doesn't help. This group work. Sometimes I put them in pairs, sometimes I put them in groups of three, sometimes in groups of five. It all depends on what activity you are doing, how much of interaction it's needed for the subject, and and I pair them sometimes all the clever in one group, all the not so clever in one group. Sometimes I pair it that way. It's a balanced group to imbalanced. So all the clever are together. So now it becomes, because sometimes if you put clever and weak children, the clever child dominates and he controls and he does everything. So you have to supervise. You have to always make sure he is not, or he or she is not doing the work for everybody else. There has to be a contribution to everyone else. And if I find that some people are not just contributing, then you pull out those people from the groups and make them form an own group. Maybe they are shy, they are backward, whatever it is. So you pull them out, and sometimes you have to form an own group with them. So each one is shy, each one is backward, but they have to do it. So you find, somebody will emerge as a leader from there. Somebody will take charge from there. Somebody we will find will come out. So though you felt that they were shy and backward and withdrawn, but in such a group you will find that they will come out, and their inner qualities will now come to the surface. you know and that's how you can work on the child. You can work on, oh, he is capable of doing it. Sometimes in the house they are dominated, right? Elder brother, elder sister, dominated. Like another instance, like I've mentioned this before. uh the principal called me one day, and in front of the parents said, "Oh, these parents have come and they said that you hit the child." And I said, "Yes, I hit the child." And when did I hit the child? So, and they are ready to go to the Ministry of Education, and this was in Dubai. They are ready to go to the Ministry of Education to complain against you. And I said, "Okay, may I just take the parents one side and talk to them?" And she said, "No, you can talk to them in my office." And I said, "No, I would like to talk to them separately, and then I can bring them to your office." And she said, "Okay." And I asked the parents, "You don't mind if you speak to me separately, and then we can come back and talk to the principal?" And they said, "Okay." Now, why I did that was because the principal, no matter how good you are, no matter how your methods are right, but in front of the parents, she will criticize you. Okay, wholesale, she will criticize you. She will tear you to pieces because she only sides with the parents. So I know this is her method. So I want to change that method. You see, I de-stress myself. I change the method. Now what is she doing in front of the parent? She's reprimanding me, like I am doing something wrong, right? And the parents are going to complain to the ministry, which means the school will get a bad name. She's not worrying about me getting a bad name, but the school will get a bad name because of my behavior with the student. So what I did, I decided de-stress, take the whole situation and change it. So I went and spoke to them. Now when I spoke to them, I asked them what the situation was. So they said, when did I hit your child? So they said, and he was in grade 11, okay, grade 11 student. So they said, oh, when you're going back from assembly. Now I was in charge of discipline. Now when they are going back from assembly, they are supposed to walk in a single file, in a single line. They are supposed to go back to their classes. Now, kids, as they are walking, they will be talking to one another. They will be slowing down the line. There will be big gaps in the line. So I will tell them, come on, hurry up, hurry up. And if somebody is near me, by chance, I would be touching them. No, come on, just on the shoulder. Come on, hurry up. So that is what I explain. That's what I do. I don't hit them. I don't hit them. As they are going, I just keep on telling, hey, come on, hurry up. Because they have kept a gap. Hey, come on, hurry up, move. Because you're talking to them, they don't listen. They are so busy talking. So you touch them a little bit. Hey, come on, hurry up, move on. Then they move. So you're not hitting them. It's just a touch. And I said, if you want, call your son right now and let's talk in front of your son. I told them, call your son right now. I will get him excused from the classes and let's talk and let him explain what exactly. If you want, I will do that also. Then I started to tell them many different things. I told them. So I explained to them my side of the story, and then after that, I said, now there are some other things I want to talk to you about, if you don't mind. They said, yes, sir. What is it? And first, they were very aggressive, with me in their behavior, their tone, their facial expression, their gestures, very, very. Then I told them, I said, now I want to tell you something. His name was Punal. I still remember. His name was Punal. Very shy, very backward fellow, and that way. I said, Punal is always suppressed at home. He's always suppressed. Now, he had a younger brother in grade 5. That fellow was very clever. I know because I used to teach him math in grade 5. I used to be teaching him math. And Punal, I used to teach him in grade 11. I was teaching him in, language and literature. So I said, at home, Punal is always suppressed. You always compare him with your younger son. I forget his name, Ajit or something like that, his younger son's name. I said, you always compare Punal with your younger son. Why? Every kid is born different, I said. You are coming from siblings. You must be having siblings in your family. Aren't they different? Even twins are different in many ways. Even Siamese twins are different in many ways. So, never compare kids, I said. Give credit for each child for what they are capable of doing and help them what they are capable of not doing. You need to be a guide, you need to help them with that. But you are always belittling him and comparing him to your younger son when there is no way that you can compare both of them. Each child is different. They look shocked at me. They literally look shocked at me. I said, let me go one step further. When I saw the shock in their face, I said, let me go one step further. You even listen to your servant in the house, but you do not listen to Punal. You believe what a servant is saying, but you do not believe what your son is saying. And that was the limit for them, I think, because they said, sir, did Punal tell you all this? And I said, no. I said, I don't like to talk about people's personal homes and lives, but this is the first time I'm talking to you about it. I've never spoken to Punal, but I this is what I read between the lines when I read their essay and their composition. If I'm talking about family and I'm talking about something, they may not say it directly, but indirectly, I get the idea that this is what is happening to Punal in the house. I get an idea from his composition, from his essay, from the way he talks, the way he answers in the class. This is what I get a feeling. I get a feeling that he is always being suppressed. Nobody listens to what he has to say. Everybody considers him a dull, duffer, idiot, whatever it is like. I use some different, I never said idiot and all, but I'm just saying like I use terms which are really derogatory, but make them draw from the point, like that you're always looking down at him and treating others superior to him, and this is how he has become like this, always scared, nervous, in class. So he couldn't have come and told you also I'm hitting him, because he knows I do not hit him. I'm always kind to him. I'm always courteous with him. I always give him encouragement in the classroom. I always boost him. I said, when he gives an answer, I boost him. I said, if his answer is something right, if it's wrong, I try to ask him other leading questions so he comes up with the answer, and that's how I help him in the classroom. And he is one of my main boys who I'm always taking care of in the classroom. So when you say I'll hit him, my God, that's something I would never ever do. Believe me, believe me, I'm not telling a lie. I can have tears in my eyes right now also, because the parents broke down. The parents literally, both husband and wife literally cried. Tears were rolling down their cheeks, and My heart went out to them. My heart went out to them at that time. And I said, I'm sorry. I said, I don't mean to discuss family affairs, but I just had to bring this out because, Punal is a Punal cares. I care a lot about Punal in the class. I said, you know, and when I find this out, and now apparently from the way that you are reacting, it confirms my suspicions that yes, this is the treatment Punal is getting at home. So my thing is that please change, change. Do not do these things to him. He's in grade 11. He's going out into the world now. He'll be going out into the world. He'll be going in university, college. Boost his ego, boost his, give him a lot of encouragement, make him a man, So then they understood and they said, we are very sorry. And then I told them, if you still want to go to the Ministry of Education and complain, you are free to do it. But I know I'm not in the wrong. I know I've not done anything. In fact, Punal is one boy. I really extend all the cooperation and help I can. So if you want, you can go to the ministry and complain. They said, no, sir, we are very sorry. We misunderstood and no need of calling Kunal. We understand the situation. It's okay. And I said, would you like to go back and speak to the principal now? And they said, no, sir. You made us understand, and we will try to change our way at home, how we deal with Punal. And thank you for telling us about that. We didn't realize it from that point of view. And so I said, no, it's quite okay. I said, parenting is not an easy job. I said, so it's okay. I said, I have two kids in the school. I know what it is also. So it's okay. You take care. So, and then I went back to the principal and I said, Mr. Miranda, I've spoken to the parents and everything has gone well. And they finally agreed that they will not go to the Ministry of Education to complain because they felt that they were in the wrong for what they accused me of. I said, but why did you not bring them here? I wanted to talk to them. I said, sure, you can call them and you can talk to them, or you can invite them to your office again and have another. From my side, the matter is settled. And if there was something not settled, they would have come back to you, right? And they would have told you about something that is not settled and what they are going to do. But since they were not willing to come back to your office, they said everything is settled. They've got home. So this is how. Welcome, welcome, Joyce. Welcome, Joyce. This is how you need to de stress yourself, change the situation, take control of the situation. It's in your hands. It's in your hands to do it. You know, you cannot say, oh, I'm stressed. What do I do? How am I going to manage? No, you have to manage. You have to control. So even when it's your bad management and you cannot control your management, that's okay. You cannot control them, but you can control yourself and you can control the situation. That is what you can do. It's in your hands to do it. Like like I told you, one day when the principal walked in Muscat, Oman, when I was teaching, he walked in. He sat at the back of the classroom, and when a weak boy gave the answer for the meaning of the word vice, VICE, vice. Now, vice has many meanings, right? Vice captain, okay, a vice head boy, vice president, vice principal. All right. So it means somebody is second in command, right? It means that somebody is second in command. People have a bad vice. Drinking, smoking is a vice, right? It means it's a bad habit. Okay. So you have vice meaning bad habit. But vice has a third meaning. There is a particular machine which is called a vice, and that machine is to grip. It has a strong grip. So if you want to turn something or you want to do something, you put it into that, grip it firm, and then you can do whatever you want. So that's called a vice, a machine. And this weak boy in the lesson, that was the context of the meaning, and I thought of the meaning in the context of the lesson and in that sentence. And that boy gave a meaning and he's a weak student, but he gave a kind of almost similar meaning. It meant something like, a strong grip, the way he expressed it. And I said, very good, very good. And the principal sitting at the back of the class said, I'm sorry, I don't think that's the right answer. And I said, I'm sorry, sir, but if you read the context of the paragraph and the sentence where it comes, this is the meaning in the context of lesson. This is the meaning, and Rajesh or whatever his name was. I said, very good. I said, very good answer you have given. But this is actually what it means, a strong grip. This is what it means, something that has a strong grip. So very good answer. I kept saying that more. So the principal understood that he is completely bloody wrong. And he walked out of the class. And few minutes later, the peon came with a book and a little note. I had to sign for it. I read the note. The note said, "Please come to my office. Please come to my office after your class." So I went to the office after my class, and he said, "Mr. Burton, I didn't like your attitude in the class." And I said, "Oh, really, Mr. Lobo? What attitude?" He said, "The first thing when I walked into the class, you did not wish me, and the children also did not wish me." I said, "Very good, sir." I said, uh, "Why did you come to my class?" I said, "You came to observe my lesson, right? That was why you came to my class. You want to observe my lesson as a teacher. What is my work in the classroom? My work in the classroom is to teach the students, keep them engrossed in the lesson, and make them understand the lesson, right? So, all the more reason, if I did not wish you or the students did not wish you, you should compliment me because you are the principal who walked into the classroom, but they did not get up and wish you. They were listening to my lesson. So, you must, in fact, compliment me and praise me. As a teacher, I was able to control the students, keep them focused on my lesson, even though you were walking in as the principal of the school, but they were focused on my lesson, and I was explaining that to them, and making them understand it. So you should compliment and praise me for that. Okay, so what's the next one, Mr. Lobo? He said, "You contradicted me in the class. That was not a right thing to do." I said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Lobo. I did not contradict you in the class. You contradicted me in the class first. You said you did not even read the context of the sentence. You did not read the context of the answer. Perhaps you were not even paying attention to the explanation of what was going on in the class. Maybe you were sitting there just to try and see where you can find a fault with me. And Weiss has many explanations. I said many meanings, and again I went forward with all the meanings with him, and I said that is a weak boy. You know that is a weak boy in the class, and he gave a meaning similar to what we wanted, and that is why I praised him. I boosted him. I said, he didn't give the exact meaning, but he gave something, explained it in a way that means something like that, and that's why I praised him to boost him. I said because he's the weak student, and he gave the answer, not the others. So I wanted to boost him, I said, by showing that he is capable of doing it. And so you are the one that contradicted me by openly saying loud in the class from the back that I was wrong. That's the wrong meaning. So I had to tell you, I cannot agree with you because that's not the meaning in the book, and the boy gave a correct meaning. I cannot agree with you and belittle the boy. No, I have to agree with the boy. And I'm sorry if I had to offend you, but you were the one that started it. What you should have done was made a note of it, and as you have called me now to your office, you should have called me to your office and say, "Mr. Burton, that was a wrong meaning." Then we would be having the meaning, a conversation about the meaning over here, not the confrontation in the classroom where you felt you were insulted, but I felt I was insulted by you before I insulted you. And I never insulted you, I was only clarifying the meaning. But you insulted me by saying that my meaning was wrong. So, like that. He said, "Okay, nothing else to talk to you about," and I walked out. So, this is how de stress yourself, get out of the situation. Do not tolerate from management. Do not tolerate from management anything, never. At that time, I was not in management, I was just a teacher. I only had 3.5 years experience in my previous school, right? But no, I did not take things sitting down. I've never taken things sitting down. I've been at loggerheads with principals. Most of my schools, my principals, I was at loggerheads. So it's that way. Okay, I need to go down. My kids, grandchildren will be going. I'll be back soon. I'll be back soon. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back now. But I do not know how many are still on my channel. I don't know how many are still on my channel, but I am back now. And let me see, what should I take down? Too many things to take down, but I'll just go down and stay with my grandson. He's at home today also. So I'll just stay with him. I'll go down and stay with him. He's still sick. Very sultry day today. Every day I show you, very sultry, but a lot of snow is still melting. Very sultry. The sun is trying to come out. But still. The sun is trying to come up. And yeah, it will take a long time for the sun to finally, Oh my God, all these wires are so tangled up. Really. And here is the view from this side, where the sun is trying to come up. Oh, it looks beautiful. Right? It looks very beautiful, sunrise. I think I will take a short video of this. This is a nice time. See the sun rising from there. Beautiful, right? Let me take a quick video. All right, let me take a quick video on my phone, and maybe I can upload it. Yeah, yesterday's breakfast bowl is still lying here. Can you believe it? Yesterday's breakfast bowl is still lying here, and today. I'm tired of telling you. I'm not becoming a good boy at all. I'm tired. Yeah, so put it into another bowl or a plate or something. Put it into another. This is the time. This is the time to now. Okay, just 1 minute. Don't speak because I'm recording. Okay. Wonderful sunrise. Sun is trying to keep up. The next sky is still overcast. Still that. Sun is nice here. It's time to rise. And it's already past 8 o'clock. But the sun still has its risen. Why is your plate here? Karan, why is your plate there?
It's not in it.
Hmm?
It's not in it.
I don't understand what you're saying.
It's not in it.
There's rice in it.
It's not.
I don't know if you are supposed to eat it or not supposed to eat it, and that's not my
And
problem.
you don't eat it, it's just not.
So why is it on the table?
I'm going to put it on a plate and put it on the table.
Okay, let it be there.
So now, check it. I will
Okay, okay. All right, sorry about that. Uh, Dell would have gone off. It would have been Dell's lunch break when he came, and he just says hi and goes off. Yeah, he just says hi and go off. So I will be leaving shortly. Sorry that your grandson is sick. Yeah, it's already been the fourth day, I think. Yeah, the fourth day he's home. So I think he'll continue staying here. Okay, Joyce, take care. And what I will do is I will end my live stream also. Okay. So anytime you need any advice, just ask whatever is possible. From my experience, I will definitely gladly share with you. Uh, I have a lot of tips, a lot of suggestions. So if your school management needs a consultant, I am there. I am readily available to be a consultant. Really, school needs a lot of transformation. You have to really help the teachers. Like I always say, without the teachers, where is the school, where is the principal, where is the management? If there's no teachers, no, the teachers are very important part of life. You have to uh, you know you have to help them. You have to help them. Okay, then take care, Joyce, and I'll put in a thank you note. I had to put in the number 4, but it means uh, pray for. Okay, play for, because just to fill in the number of this. So thank you everyone for all your contributions. I hope my suggestions have been useful too in education. I do have a lot of unconventional experience. Yeah, my experience is totally different because I don't like to follow tradition and conventional methods of teaching. I like to incorporate many new ways of teaching in the classroom. Anything to suit the student's level and ability. And so unconventional. Please do pray for Martha, Stephen, Myrna, Nair, and Alex. All right, please do remember them in your prayers. They are all going through some bad health. Not Stephen, but Stephen is Martha's husband. So just as husband and wife, the support he gives her. So just help them, to do well so that Martha heals and all the others. Nair is really going through a hard time with cancer, and Alex, of course, back and shoulder. It's been giving her a trouble for maybe a couple of months now, right? So, and Myrna is in and out of hospital or whatever it is. So, just pray that they all heal and things work out for them well. Okay, thank you so much. Let me just pin that up and that. So, I'll end my live stream now. Thank you once again for all being here. And love you all. And God bless. Au revoir till we meet again. Okay? Take care. Have a nice, good evening, good night, good day, wherever you are, in whichever part of the world you are. And see you on my next live stream. Au revoir.